I don't know what's gonna happen, but the deal has become a soap opera. That's what the Brazilian Ronaldo said about Mbappe's move to Madrid half a year ago. The transfer has been confirmed, and now is the time to discuss how Kylian could break Madrid's system, whether he will live up to expectations, his greed, and finally, why Real Madrid do not need a French striker. Or maybe they do. Mbappe and Madrid, the beginning. Kylian has been a fan of Madrid since childhood. A room full of posters with Cristiano, a photo with the Portuguese star. Damn, Mbappe even asked a barber to shave a bald spot on his head to look like his idol Zinedine Zidane. It's not an accident that at the age of 13, Kylian gets an invitation from Zidane, comes to Madrid, impresses the coaches, and receives an offer to join the academy. Though his dad insists he'd better stay in France. 5 years later, Mbappe blew his chance to go to Madrid again by accepting an offer from PSG. Then, in 2019, rumor has it Real was ready to pay 400 million, but the Qatari bosses turned it down. In 2022, Madrid hopes to sign the Frenchman as a free agent, promising a huge signing bonus and an annual salary of 40 million net. Still, Kylian succumbs to the persuasions of Emmanuel Macron and resigns his contract with the French capital club. Then comes Al Hilal with an astronomical offer and the chance to move to Madrid 1 year later, but Mbappe says no again. He was left out of the squad for PSG's tour in Japan and has a turbulent start to the season. From February 2024 onwards, Luis Enrique starts to limit Kylian's game time, and for the first time in his PSG career, the Frenchman keeps swarming the bench. The team is getting used to playing without Mbappe because everyone knows he's gone in the summer anyway. That's how we got to June 2024. Kylian signs a contract with one of the greatest clubs that regularly wins the Champions League, which means the forward will have more chances to win the Ballon d'Or. Madrid causes a problematic spot up front and gets significant revenue from jersey sales and brand deals. It seems to be a perfect transfer for all involved. The problem is that things can go south. Let me explain. The first reason is Madrid's playing formation. Against all the odds, Los Blancos brilliantly coped with the departure of their main attacking star, Karim Benzema, thanks to Joselu. The third top scorer of La Liga last season has fit in well with the team and regularly scored goals despite playing fewer minutes. On top of that, Real Madrid has learned how to win without a traditional center forward. Although Vini and Rodrigo play up front, no one will say they're pure strikers. Still, both were very effective this year. Don't forget about Bellingham, who again and again bursts into the penalty area and has already broken one of Ronaldo's goal-scoring records. After Mbappe's move, Real Madrid may return to a 4-3-3 formation as it was with Benzema, but where would Kylian play? At PSG, he liked to find free space down the left and was often unhappy playing a traditional striker. At the same time, Vinicius is performing exceptionally well on the left wing, and on the right there is Rodrigo, who has played twice as many matches in that position as Mbappe, and in general, playing Mbappe as a right winger is no use. Even if they manage to convince the Frenchman to play in the center, it won't be all smooth sailing there either. A young prodigy Endrick is joining the team, and he's already made his Brazil debut, scoring against Spain and England at the age of 17. A potential sale of Vinicius could simplify everything. Florentino Perez was said to be ready to let go of the Brazilian following Mbappe's arrival, though it was only rumors. Anyway, Ancelotti is unlikely to part with Vinicius. Besides, if everything works out, the main creative force of this Madrid team could very well become an excellent partner for Kylian. Remember how he got along with another Frenchman? In the 2022 season, Vinicius assisted Benzema 5 times out of 7 in the Champions League, and throughout his time in Spain, he has a total of 24 assists to Karim. To sum up, Mbappe could make Los Blancos stronger in attack, but the club will have to readjust the current formation and tactics. It's always risky and can lead to conflicts. Reason number 2, Mbappe is toxic. Club employees call the current atmosphere at Real Madrid one of the healthiest in history, thanks to Carlo Ancelotti, and check out the video about him as well. In short, Don Carlo is probably the best coach in the world when it comes to working with top players. Ancelotti gives players unlimited freedom and brings out their best qualities. This is exactly what Mbappe needs. But the Frenchman must understand that when players abuse Ancelotti's trust, he gets furious. Even Ibrahimovic and Cristiano Ronaldo have experienced it. Mbappe himself had conflicts with coaches in the past. He had a tantrum right on the field with Tuchel and allegedly called Luis Enrique a son of a bitch when the coach subbed him in the 65th minute against Marseille. Mbappe's toxicity is also evident in his relationship with other players. In 2021, Giroud complains that nobody in France's squad passes him the ball. Mbappe takes it personally, gets upset with his national team partner, and openly ignores him. In 2022, Hakimi doesn't pass the ball to Mbappe and apologizes, but the forward responds, "It's not enough being sorry. You have to give me the ball." The culmination of Mbappe's toxicity was the match against Montpellier. First, he shouldered Messi, and though it seemed accidental, Leo was shocked. Then he tried to take penalty away from Neymar, although he had already missed one right before. According to rumors, the two fought each other after the match, and the media wrote that a conflict had existed for a long time. Kylian was unhappy with Neymar's influence in the dressing room and asked the board to sell him. The Brazilian ignored journalists' questions about Mbappe and liked social media posts criticizing Kylian. As a result, PSG sold Neymar, signed new players, and built a new project around Mbappe, but that's not enough for Kylian. Third, his ego. In 2022, Mbappe reportedly wanted the club to get rid of South Americans, Spaniards, and Portuguese in the squad because they had too many privileges. Heck, even Kylian's friend Hakimi was rumored to leave due to the awful atmosphere in the team. The pressure worked. In the two following transfer windows, the board let go of Neymar, Messi, Sergio Ramos, Pablo Sarabia, Leandro Paredes, Mauro Icardi, Angel Di Maria, and Ander Herrera. Naturally, Mbappe felt like the main man and further began to influence sales and purchases. He asked to sign Robert Lewandowski, Marcus Rashford, Ousmane Dembele, or Gianluca Scamacca. Only Ousmane was brought in, and Kylian reportedly rebelled by saying he would leave for free in the summer of 2024. Nasser Al-Khelaifi was forced to blackmail the rebel star, citing reputational losses for the club and the player alike, and threatening to fire many club employees if Mbappe goes. However, the forward did not care. The club decided that Mbappe's selfishness had gone too far. Kylian was sent to train with players put up for transfer, was not included in the team's lineup for the first game of Ligue 1, and the poster with the Frenchman was removed from the Parc de France facade. In the end, Mbappe and PSG did make it up. Well, it's probably easier to forgive your employer when he pays you what they paid Mbappe, and this leads us to point 4. The fourth reason is greed. Kylian is the highest paid player at PSG with an annual salary of 72 million, and the Sheikhs even offered 100 to keep him. The second highest player, Ousmane Dembele, earns almost 4 times less. Yes, the wages at Real Madrid are noticeably more modest, but he's still the highest paid player at the club. As a side effect, Perez will have to increase Bellingham's salary to not highlight Mbappe's super status and not spoil the atmosphere in the dressing room. By the way, the Mbappe-Bellingham dynamic will be interesting to follow, as neither seem to have an easy character. At Dortmund, Jude started his trademark goal celebration in front of the crowd to bask in the glory all alone. He also showed his displeasure at older teammates like Axel Witsel, Thomas Meunier, and Nico Schulz for the way they played. But let's get back to Mbappe's greed. One of the key points of his contract is income from image rights. Initially, the media wrote about 60%, then 80%, as it was with Ronaldo. But in the end, according to several resources, the player's agent managed to push for 90%. Mbappe's demands don't end there. For example, he wants an equally epic presentation as Cristiano had. Such a start to his career in Madrid may not be approved by all the club stars who didn't have a world-class show prepared for their arrival. Even Barcelona's president Laporta says that Mbappe's desires will negatively affect the Real Madrid dressing room. Let's see whether Perez and Ancelotti can make the Frenchman more down to earth. Yet, even if they can, a bigger problem could be number 5, not living up to expectations. Many think that with Kylian, Real Madrid will dominate everyone and everywhere. But it's not always the superstars that make the team more successful. Look at Harry Kane! He broke the Bundesliga goal record in his debut season and had the most prolific year in his career. But Bayern Munich won nothing. With Madrid, it's even more complicated. Who cares about Copa del Rey or La Liga, especially with the crisis hit Barca? Everyone expects Real to keep winning the Champions League and set crazy new records. Yet the most star-studded team doesn't always win it. Often success is determined by character, luck, and team chemistry. What did Real win from 2003 to 2005 with Zidane, Luis Figo, Ronaldo, and David Beckham? Only one Spanish Super Cup. The superstars didn't make the Galacticos stronger. On the contrary, they negatively affected the dressing room atmosphere. Or remember Guardiola at Bayern Munich? His predecessor, Jupp Heynckes, led Munich to a Champions League victory and became the first coach in Bundesliga history to achieve a treble. Pep was expected to replicate that success, especially after his time at Barca, but it didn't happen. Being a genius in the Champions League isn't enough. Much depends on luck and subtle adjustments. At some point, your players makes a mistake or something disrupts in the game structure and that's it, you get knocked out. Yes, Guardiola rolled over everyone in the league but was eliminated 3 times in a row in the Champions League semifinals. Later, he called the period at Bayern a failure precisely because he didn't win the main trophy. Even if Kylian becomes the top scorer of La Liga several times in a row, his transfer will be named a failure without arguably multiple Champions League triumphs. And there is a high probability this is precisely what will happen. Firstly, magic cannot last forever. It will stop eventually, even for Real Madrid. Secondly, Toni Kroos will retire this summer. Modric can't run for 90 minutes anymore. Courtois, Nacho and Carvajal are not getting younger, and Kylian is almost 26. Will he become a new superhero in such a reality? Finally, it's unknown how much longer Carlo Ancelotti, who sustains chemistry, magic and team spirit, will stay in Madrid. Even if Mbappe is not the one to blame for Los Blancos' failures in the Champions League, there will still be many who will call his spirit in Madrid a failure. There is a feeling Kylian needs Madrid more than the club needs him. Real Madrid have the ultimate conditions to keep dominating in Europe, alongside a brilliant coach and great chemistry. But will Mbappe cope with such pressure, his ego and financial demands? Will he manage to become a legend in the dream team? Let me know in the comments. If you like the episode, then don't forget to like and subscribe. See you soon and know the ball.